Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Uloma. So let's dive straight to the video. How to start a church. Now, my case study will be in Nigeria because I'm Nigerian and I live in Nigeria. I've lived in Nigeria all my life, most part of my life. So I'm going to tell you how to start a church, and I believe it could apply anywhere else, But I'm going to put my focus on Nigeria because I know that if you click on this video and you are a pastor or you're planning to start a church, both of us know that it's a business you're going into. So I'm not against that. Yeah, I'm not against making it to the bank. I'm not against, I mean, you should be paid for your services. You should be paid for your time. You should be paid earthly measures, for leading people supposedly to Christ and for leading people to heaven. So yeah, I'm not knocking it. Some people start out as a member of a church, and a lot of them start out convinced that they are called by God. Even though I think a lot of you might have some sort of mental illness, because if you start hearing noises, you start hearing sounds, and no one is talking, that's a sign of some sort of mental illness. So I hope you got that checked before venturing into the ministry. So yeah, but that's by the way. Here's how to start. Firstly, you have to be charismatic. Okay, for the men, if you are tall, if you can speak good English, it doesn't matter if you can speak well, anyways, but if you're tall and very authoritative, yeah, you're good to go. And you can read, of course, you're good to go. And if you're a woman, you have to be humble, meek, especially when you're sort of starting a church. But as you prosper, as you grow, you've got to start wearing the wigs, you have to start making your nails, and you have to start dressing classy. But if you're a woman and you're starting, you have to be very humble and very meek and moderately dressed. And if you're a man, all you need to do is just buy good suits and be charismatic and be authoritative. Even though you don't know the Bible, you don't know what to say, but make sure that you can speak in a loud voice, you can speak in tongues. Make sure that you can command. Yes, 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 yes. That is very, very important. So we're done with the personality. For the Bible, you just have to know the Bible a little bit and take it literal, or you can put in your own interpretation as long as it suits your sermon. Yes, learn, don't be afraid, okay? Don't even hit the warning that says if you remove from my book or if you add from my book, you're doing the wrong thing. Just don't hit that warning. It doesn't work, by the way, so nothing's gonna happen to you. Tailor the Bible according to your own understanding and according to your aim or what you want to get out of it. Now, if you're starting as a young pastor, um, you have to have a mentor. Okay, you have to have a mentor, but don't go and look for mentorship in the already established preachers. Those ones are deadly. Those ones are very jealous and very protective of their region, because of course you're going to take food from their mouth to get. So nobody is going to let you come into their business and spoil it. So don't even look at those people as your mentor, because surprise, surprise, go and ask people who have used top men as their mentor and even gone to ask them for mentorship. Surprise, surprise, they did not get it, because of course these people know business, they know how to handle their business. So don't even look for mentorship with those people. You can admire their works, you can admire their success, but you do that from afar. You ask for mentorship for those people in the mid group. Now in the church system, there is the people in the impoverished area, mostly people that are starting out. Then there is people in the middle class area. Okay, those are the pastors you should target to mentor you so that you can get to the middle class. The highest people, the celebrity pastors, no, they are a no-go because they are brutal, they are vicious. So what you need to do is start small, start from a place you know that there is extreme poverty. That's very easy because, of course, the Nigerian government is already weaponizing poverty. And when people are poor, they are not able to get proper education. So your job is done. And if you don't have proper education, you're poor, you will not know that you need a therapist, because most people need therapists. They need people to talk to. So that's where you come in. So when you come into this poor environment, target the widows. The widows, they serve the people that don't have men, women, because women are the poorest group in every society, especially women who are not working. Women are the face of poverty, especially women who have no husbands. So target those women who have no husbands, who have nobody to help them, the old ones, target them, okay, and give them, talk to them, make them open up, be friendly, make them open up. Of course, your charismatic nature is going to help you. And we have been colonized and we've been brainwashed by religion. So most of our parents or these older women are no different. They've also been brainwashed. So you take an advantage of that and you come into their space. And when you get people to talk, they're gonna open up. They're gonna open up. So you start from one woman, she's gonna bring her friends, to the church. As long as you're being a philanthropist, that name philanthropy sells, especially when the philanthropy is attached to a God. He's a man of God. He cares for the widows. I wouldn't say you should try the orphanage yet, because children cannot talk now. So, but women can talk. Women can talk and they can recruit other people. So make sure that you target these poor women. And you know who these poor women have? They have relatives. And they have, women have this persuasive power. They can bring their relatives. And of course, you already have all the info about their relatives. So when they come to church, now this is where the real business starts. When you go into the church proper and you say you want to open the church, your eyes will now be opened to see all the politics that goes into making a church successful. And that politic is not even godly. It's not godly, because life is like this. And life has already made itself an equilibrium. Now, before you will have more, you have to take from this person and put to yourself. After you have done your philanthropy work, make sure it's televised, okay? If you don't have money, please get a camera. Make sure that you put all your philanthropy news online. Make sure you're raining on how you're helping widows with bags of rice. Make sure you're raining. When you rain, people like to see that. So when they see that, they will come to your church, because everybody would think that, oh, this man has empathy, this woman has empathy, he must be a good man of God. Do that. That sells. Record it. So now let's come into the business properly. You must be geared towards deliverance. You must be geared towards people having money, financial prosperity. Don't go and preach heaven. It's boring. Okay? Because when you always preach the sermon of heaven, people always think of death. Because you have to die before you go to heaven. So nobody wants to die. So don't preach that every day. But if you preach that every day, you're reminding people of their problems. And also you're also putting the signal that if they die, they have to go to heaven and you have to die first. So nobody wants to die. So don't make that your sermon. Make sure that you focus on healing and deliverance. Because of our poor healthcare system, you capitalize on that. You make sure that you tell them that you can heal them of being crippled. You always say, and make sure you have a good orator in your church. Look for somebody that can talk. Look for your friend that is a very good orator. So you can say, Pastor, so they can tell you, Pastor, this man has been crippled for 30 years and he's come to this church, and you say, I can see you are going to get your deliverance today. And make sure it's very dramatic, okay? Make sure it's very dramatic. Get the church, and we'll go to the choir, we'll talk about the choir, we'll talk about your praise and worship. But now, let's talk about how you're going to bring people, how you're going to make this business prosper. So make sure you're very authoritative. You come and you put your hands on the leg. Whoa, walk, stand up and walk. And please, you're not going to do this with actual crippled people, because you will fall your hand. Me and you know that you don't have no Holy Ghost. You know that. Make sure that you look for actors. There are plenty now. There's one video I'll put up here. There's one woman that has short hand like this. That she had a disorder that the hands. You watch the video. It's here. I'll show you. the hand is short, she has this ability to make her hand grow back. So the pastors hire her all the time and say, I made her hand grow back. I saw that woman one day in the market and her hands was still like that. People were gathered around her and she was doing her tricks and collecting money. So pastor used that. Go and look for people that can act very well. Not the one that Bashiru carried. That is said, I see Bashiru, one prophet, one man of God like that, will put the name here, that raised the dead. Fake, that did fake. No. Don't let them catch you. Don't make it too obvious. Don't make it like the one that they put hologram.
See angels. 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 所些 angels.
Hologram and say it's the angels of God in church. Please don't do that. You cast your job. You fall your hand. You cast your job. Don't do that. Don't go to that extreme. So you hire people that will not talk. And when you place your hand on them, they stand up and walk. You hear me? Do that. Make sure that you focus, and make sure also you focus on finances. Now that brings me to the women that will bring their relatives to church. You already have their stories. These women have already told you their stories. So use the stories against them. If they're looking for promotion, tell them that they will get a promotion. Now, what you do to get money, whether they get a promotion or not, you will always get money out of it. Tell them that if they don't get the promotion, this is what you tell them, that the devil is holding them down. Okay? That they need deliverance. And before they are to be delivered, they have to put a seed down so that God can move on their behalf. Okay? Tell them that God can, because whether it works or not, the blame will always be on them. If it works, now you have your court. Now you tell them, come and sow seed. God has done it for you. If it doesn't work, you still have your court. You tell them, come, bring money for deliverance. You need deliverance. The devil has you on a chokehold. The devil needs to leave you alone. You get? Make sure you do that. It's a win-win. You never lose. Money will keep flowing into your church. Okay? And make sure that all this deliverance you're doing, you're televising it, because if people don't see it, how would they know to come? How would they know to come? The country is ridden with a lot of diseases because the healthcare system is not working. So you be their doctor. You have a space. You have a space. A therapist, a doctor, a counselor, the hope giver. My God, you will not lack jobs now, because these are things that these people need, and you give them for free. You know what I mean? For free. Now, to make your church more interesting, you see the choir. You have to make one person or two celebrities. Pick the good singers there. Make them always take the praise and worship. Let other youths aspire to be them. You get people that will sing for you for free, because the human nature, people like to be noticed. Okay, people like to be praised. Certain things like singing, playing guitar. Never pay them. Don't pay them. The only people you pay are guest artists that will come and spice your church. Maybe it's guest celebrities that you pay. Well, church workers, don't pay them. Make sure that you don't pay them. You collect all the money, because they are serving God, and they are privileged to be in the house of God. They are even privileged to be in your presence because He carries so much anointing. So never pay them for their work. They are doing the Lord's work. And the Lord's work, the payment is in heaven. The payment is in heaven. So never give them money. Never pay them. They will gladly work for you for free, because they are doing it for God. Okay, let's go with the ambience of a church. Now, remember, you're starting out poor, but you have to make sure that your church is actually really clean and has a good ambience, especially in the insides. Okay, so when you start first with praise and worship. Now, this praise and worship will get people in the mood, we get people in high spirits, we get people to dance. Okay, that way, everyone is carrying energy, and we carry this energy in an enclosure. The energy is enclosed, personal to us. Praise and worship, you know what it does? Cracks that enclosure, because now you're bringing joy. Everyone is dancing, they are losing their guards, the energy is seeping away. You know what I mean? And after the praise and worship, boom, you go into worship and make sure that they are focused on you. Build your pulpit higher than everyone. So when they are looking at you. And you know what they do when they look at you and they are focused and they are worshiping? You are collecting their energies. Yes, that's a secret. You you are collecting their energy. You're collecting, you're taking, they're giving to you. As you're looking up, they are giving to you. God does not take energy. There's nothing that takes energy if they are directed to you, because you are the symbol of God in their eyes. You are the one preaching to them. That's why a lot of people honor their pastor. A lot of people worship their pastors. Okay, because you are a representation of God in their eyes. So their energies, they're giving it to you. So they put them in that somber mood, that praise and worship mood. So as you put them that, as soon as you've taken the energy through worship, you can now preach your sermon, because now they will be more receptive to you because you have their energies. You know, they will not be receptive to you. They will let you into their mind. You'll be able to control their mind. You'll be able to blow their mind because they have collectively given you energy. So you know what to do? Use their energy against them. You use their energy against them. You can tell them whatever, they're gonna do it. Tell them to sow a church seed. Make sure you collect like 10 offerings. Church seed offerings, building offering. Make sure you collect their tithes every Sunday. They have to pay that tithe. Make sure they collect their offering. If they are in a group, they have to pay taxes on grouping. You make sure that you milk them dry before they leave the church, because they don't need the money. You actually need the money. It's your business, so you actually need the money. Make sure that you have a bunch of projects lined up so you can have different avenues to collect money. And if some of them try to be smart and say they don't have cash, please make sure you have ATM machine just in front of your church. If you cannot have POS in your church, but make sure you have ATM machine. So even if they say they don't carry cash or something, you can be able to go and withdraw. Make sure that there is enough money. Okay? And this money, make sure you use it to show the grace of God in your life. Buy fancy cars, buy the largest house, give your wife 50 million naira when she's having her birthday. Okay? Never be humble about it, because how else will you show the evidence of Christ in you if you're humble? You know, your God is a God of wealth. He's a God of riches here on earth for you. For you, the God is a riches here on earth, but for them, their riches are all in heaven. You know, but for here, you have to be a representation of God. What? You have to fly that private jet. You have to own that. You have to own that mansion. You have to own the latest car. You know, God is not poor, so why must you be poor? So when you've done all that, you know, see the way you're moving. Now you're no longer in the poor region. You can now have branches in the poor region, and you can now go to where the presidential villa is, go to Lekki, go to Ikoyi, go to Abuja, go to where Asokoro, go to, and open your headquarters there. Then you have the big fish. Because whether we like it or not, in every class, now we are still the brainwashed Nigerians at the core. So no matter what you do, you're going to succeed in a church business. But you have to follow these rules I've given you. Okay? You have to follow these rules I've given you. Number one, use the weaponized poverty to your advantage. Use uneducation to your advantage. Use the fact that we have poor health care system to your advantage. Use the fact that we have no access to mental health to your advantage. It's there. Use the fact that we have no financial knowledge to your advantage. Use the fact that we have no concept of self, because we've been so far removed from our own spirituality that we seek spirituality somewhere else except on ourselves. Use it to your advantage, and trust me, you will be wealthy. And make sure you don't forget fake philanthropy. Okay, make sure the cameras are on while you do your charity. And when you do your miracles, make sure you buy good actors that will not go and cast you, or will not go and tell people that you're fake. Okay? Make sure your actors are good, and make sure you pay them very well. Teach them to speak in tongues, even though a lot of them are not led by the Spirit, because go and ask a lot of your members, they are not, it's all fake. They're all faking it. There's no point. And if you hear a voice, if you're going to church, and if you hear a voice and you say something, but no, you're sick. You have mental issues. You're no different than a school shooter that something said go and shoot schools. It's the same thing. You have to seek a therapist. Okay, you can as well tell me that this is what you want. This is your mind said you should do this. Because if you do this, you're gonna get result. But you cannot tell me that you're hearing voices. If you're hearing voices, you're sick. You're completely sick. And I want to plead with my fellow Nigerians, stop giving your power away. Everything you seek is within yourself. Stop giving away your power to these con men and women. The church is a business. It is nowhere for you to find true spirituality. All right, that's it for me today. I'm gonna see you later. Peace. Bye.